Today we are talking about ad fatigue. This is one of the main killers of successful campaigns. Yes, this is one of the series where we talk about the Facebook and Instagram advertising. Just want to give you a perspective of these main rules that are applicable today as they were in the past, and hopefully in the future. If you still see this video, it means it's still applicable. I'll make sure to remove it once it's not applicable anymore, once it's outdated. But for today, ad fatigue is something that's killing successful campaigns. And I will give you an example. Let's say that you had a Facebook ad campaign that was working for you. It was generating leads. You were getting some high quality leads for your business, or maybe sales for your web shop, depending on what's your conversion mechanism out there. And suddenly it just stops working. Like if you were paying like $20 for new leads, suddenly it costs you like 30, 40, 50, even 100, to get a new lead. So what do you do in these cases? Like the solution is very simple, but if you don't know about this rule, you might freak out, try to do some things, change things that you shouldn't change, and keep the same ad again, which is actually the basic problem of this ad fatigue. Now, just before I dive in for the solution, let me just welcome you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Bojan. If you followed me already, welcome back. All we'll talk about here is how to get set up to sell online. In this series, we are talking about Facebook advertising. Whatever you think about it, like this is still one of the most easiest way for small businesses. And when I say small businesses, remember there's a certain benchmark for businesses out there, depending on the country where you live. Even if you are making, a little bit less than $10 million per day, you are still a small business according to some rules out there. So if I say small business, I'm not talking about the shoe store right there on the corner or some, local restaurant. Small businesses, it's a wide range of small businesses, and it doesn't matter if you're small, big, everybody can benefit from Facebook advertising if they're doing it correctly. And hopefully with this series, you business owners out there, we actually elevate your level of understanding so that you can communicate on a high level with the advertisers, or if you're doing advertising yourself, you might learn also something from these videos. I don't create how-to videos. This is all about, the big picture, the perspective, so that you can make informed decisions and hold people accountable, those that are actually delivering these services for you. Now, back to the topic. Ad fatigue, as the name itself says, your ad is fatiguing, so you're spending some amount of money. Let's say that you were respecting the $100 per day rule, and that you were respecting some other rules that we talk about on this channel. So at some point, your campaign was generating some great results, and it starts to die slowly. You don't see this happen like overnight. You also want to follow the 72-hour rule. In this case, it means that, once you see, it will happen that one day you were getting like 50 leads per your campaign for one day, and then suddenly the next day you get like 20. It means that you're actually paying much more per lead. It doesn't mean that your campaign is already in fatigue. It might just be in a bad day. So again, applying the 72-hour rule, you still want to wait a little bit before you make decision. You don't want to make decision right away. For some businesses out there and some business owner, I know you will say, yeah, I know my ad account level very well. I know how it works. I see this, this is the sign of death of my campaign. And then you check your frequency, and your frequency is like 1.1. It means that this ad was not served to the same people again and again, meaning that the frequency is, for example, like 3 already. That might be a reason, to restart this campaign and to say, okay, this is the ad fatigue. But still, check some other data. Don't make decision immediately that this is the ad fatigue. But let's say that you diagnose the ad fatigue, and what do you do now? So it simply means that your ad is not interested anymore, and because think about it, whenever you take your Instagram or Facebook or whatever other social media, how often does it happen to you that you see the same content? So these platforms are taking very good care not to serve you 2 times the same thing, because if they do that, they know you're gonna get bored. They know that you are laughing to some funny cats out there. They might serve you this video again once they think that it's a good thing to do. But yeah, long story short, throughout your years, you notice that there's not a lot of same videos, especially not the same ads dropping on you, every day. So basically what you need to do in these situations, you want to simply duplicate your campaign, the one that was profitable, the one that was working well, everything was fine, and suddenly it starts to die, fatiguing, okay? You want to duplicate this campaign, swap the creative. The most important thing to change is your creative, talking about the photo or video, depending on if this was a dynamic creative, a static creative, whatever it was. You just want to remove the video, put a new video in, and reset this campaign. You don't want to change the audience because audience was good. You don't want to change the territory because territory was good that you were targeting. You don't want to change anything in that duplicated campaign. Only your creative. You don't even need to change the copy, the text. If the campaign was working, it's a good sign for you. Just change the creative. That's all you need to do. And sometimes you don't need to change it completely. Sometimes you can say the same words filming on another location. You might want to, if it was a photo, you can even drop that photo in a ChatGPT and say, hey, repurpose this photo for me, make exactly the same, give me a couple of variations, and you can use that photo. Don't necessarily have to, put so many effort in changing this creative. Sometimes it's just as simple as that, because Facebook, as we know, they don't have a phone to call you and say, hey, Mr. or Miss, whatever you are running your ads right now, this creative is kind of like we used it so much. You need to swap your creative. They don't do that. What they are actually doing, they are just increasing the cost per lead. Whenever you're paying more for your sale, for your lead, for whatever the conversion you set up in your ad campaign, this actually is a sign for you that you need to change the creative. That's all. And again, don't be reactive. Don't do it after one day of more expensive leads coming your way. Wait for another day. Check some other parameters. If it doesn't make sense for you to swap that creative right away, you might want to give it 48 to 72 hours just to see if the campaign is going to get back, because it's a living thing. We're talking about the living people out there, and maybe that day something huge happened, some war started, or I don't know, like some Hollywood star did something crazy. It's suddenly not your ad is not so interested at that moment, and people put more attention on something else. And as we know, social media platforms, they are doing their best to keep people on the platform as long as possible so that they can show them ads as much as possible and earn that money from advertisers. That's how it works. Maybe one day it was just something going on in the world that your ad was not relevant and you didn't get enough conversions. So next day, if it's good again, don't change anything. Like, don't judge. Don't say, it's ad fatigue. Like this morning I didn't get like 3 leads as I usually do. It must be an ad fatigue. Like, don't be so reactive. Wait a little bit. Give the machine a chance to learn, and don't confuse the machine with having like 10, 15 campaigns targeting the same audience, same area with different ads. Like, it's confusing. Like, make sure that's one of the other rules that we're going to talk about in some next videos, or depending on when you're watching this video, you might even find that video on the channel already. But yeah, long story short, don't confuse. Make it simple. The simple is better. That's how the machine has a much easier understanding of what you want to achieve. If you have like 10, 15, 20, 100 campaigns out there running and targeting, the same people, same audience with a different, objectives and whatnot, for most businesses, you just want to keep it simple. Like there are some huge businesses out there that can benefit of these huge campaigns, running to, some small niches, but they're actually targeting, who knows, millions of people. Depending how much people you are targeting, you want to, to keep it simple. Don't complicate it. That's the point. So if your advertiser is actually asking you to film more videos, to give you some more photos or things like that, it means that you are actually dealing with a serious advertiser, someone who actually wants to be in front of the situations, who want to be ready, so when the ad fatigue comes, they already have these ads prepared, so they can just swap it and continue bringing some leads for you. If you have an advertiser that's just relying on photos and they're not creating some new photos, that's a red flag for you. You want maybe to talk to them, show them this video, ask them, do they know what the ad fatigue is and how they're going to deal with the ad fatigue? So this is a new term that you want to, save in your memory and have it whenever you are communicating with these kind of experts who try to give you the best results for your business. So I hope this was valuable. I hope you liked this video, that you learned something new today. If you like it, make sure to like, subscribe, check out some other videos on my channel. Again, they're all dedicated for you business owners out there who want to learn about this and get some more and better results from Facebook advertising and other digital assets and digital actions that one business can take in 2025. I'll see you in the next video.